We'll now focus on a simple drawing for beginners. And I have a vase here, which is the subject matter that we'll focus on. I'm going to be using vine charcoal, and I have a gum eraser and an eraser just from the back of a regular pencil. What I'm going to suggest is actually, with your charcoal, to just add some shading to your page to get started. You're not going to use the tip like a pencil. You're going to turn it on its side, and you're just going to go in any direction. Up, down, left, right, diagonal. You just want to get a little color on your paper, and then with your hands, your fingers, you can blend it in a bit. And this just allows us to get started. Sometimes it's helpful to have an entry point into our drawing. Now you can use any basic shape, any form. It could be a glass, it could be a mug, something simple with simple lines. So I'm going to start by looking at my vase, and I'm going to focus on the top of the vase. Now the top, if I looked at it this way, is a circle, but when I'm looking from this angle, it's an ellipse, which is a circle sort of turned on its side. So I'm going to draw that ellipse. And now I'm going to focus on each part of the vase almost 1 inch at a time. So I see that the neck of the vase is a little curve. So I'm just going to draw that curve. And as I'm drawing, I'm not going to focus on, oh, this is a vase. Now I'm going to pretend that I don't even know what a vase looks like, and I'm just going to focus on little bits of the vase at a time, so that all of these little bits, all of these mini lines can come together to form an actual drawing. Now basically it's a mirror image on the left and the right side, so if I want, I could even draw a line down the middle. Anything that I do on the left side is going to happen basically opposite on the right side. So here are your 2 curved lines. And then what happens is it curves right out. So basically just continuing that line. And then it tucks around and comes down, basically almost a straight line. Now, where it's sitting on the table, it's not a flat line, it's slightly curved. And as I'm looking at this, I'm realizing I want to make a slight change, and that is part of drawing. You can always, always, always make changes. It's always a work in progress. So I realized the neck is a little thinner, so I'm just going to bring that line in slightly. Again, it's one curved line connected to another curved line, connected to a straight line. That's all that side is. And the other thing I'm realizing is that the top of the vase is a little wider from left to right and a little thinner from top to bottom. And you can see how easy it is to work with charcoal, and anytime you want to change something, you just draw right over it and you can shade it right out. Now one thing I'll do is I'm going to just draw a little line behind it to ground the vase so that it really feels like the vase is sitting on something. And very, very quickly, I'm going to use my charcoal and just do a little bit of shading. There's a darker shadow that's cast on the table. Again, I'm using the side of my charcoal, and I'm going to move through this vase and just pick out a couple of areas where it's a bit darker. If I want, I can use the tip at times. If I want a little more definition, or if I want to make it a little darker. And I'm just basically going back and forth, making lines just like this. Now I'm going to come in with my finger, wipe it through a little bit so that it makes a bit of sense. I'm going to wipe over that midline that I had created. And as I'm shading now, I'm going to make this type of motion, almost like a wide U, so that my shading mimics the shape of the vase. My last step, maybe I'll bring in a little more definition with the tip of my charcoal, darkening some of the lines, definitely not all of them, but just areas, just for a little touch. And I'm now going to come in with my eraser, and I'm just going to erase a couple of areas just to show where the light is hitting. So these little touches with the eraser will allow us to have a little more definition, and I'm really drawing with the eraser. So I'm not only erasing, I'm drawing right on here. And as I define some of these lighter areas, your drawing is going to look much more three-dimensional. So those are some tips to a beginning drawing. And if I want, maybe I'll even just make this side a little darker so the lighter side of the vase can pop forward. And very quickly, you will have a beginning drawing. The most important thing is to have fun, to relax, to practice. Don't criticize yourself, and allow yourself to really express yourself and to create from your heart, and you will be creating incredible drawings in no time.